And good evening, everyone. Welcome into the finals of the 2025 New Mexico Open, the 21st edition of the New Mexico Open here at Tenpins More in Rancho, New Mexico. My name is Mike Flanagan from InsideBowling.com. I'll be bringing you the coverage here tonight with Jim Callahan along with Francois Lavoie as a special guest here for our Stepladder Final. We are in Albuquerque. Our proprietor here is Mike Flanagan. He bought the center back in April. And we've had a great event here with 7 squads of qualifying, a bracket play, and we're down to the top 4 for our Stepladder Finals here tonight. The 2025 New Mexico Open is presented by Brunswick family of brands. If you're looking for a new bowling ball, bags, shoes, accessories, anything for bowling, check out your friends over at brunswickbowling.com. Also, we want to thank our local food supplier here, Shamrock Foods, of course, Jani King, Western Bowling Proprietors Insurance, Tenpins More, and of course, Inside Bowling Us right here. We're running a $19 t-shirt special, good now through Wednesday, just in honor of the tournament. You can save 15% over at InsideBowling.com year-round using the coupon code YouTube. The pattern today is 47 feet in length, and it's a fresh condition. This pattern is 35 milliliters of oil. We're using fire oils. There's 7 2-2s on this pattern. It's 1.81 to 1, and it's symmetrical. There's a big speed bump at the end of the pattern. They're pretty good on the fresh, and then as the lanes start to develop, they start to get a little bit harder, and our scores this week have been very, very low. Bring in my colleagues here tonight, Francois Lavoie, who won this event the last 2 years. Welcome to the booth, Francois. Great to have you here tonight.
Thanks, Mike. Good to be here. Thanks, Mike. Good to be here.
And then also Jim Callahan joins us as well, who's been calling the entire tournament with me. Great to be here with you, Jimmy.
I appreciate you, man. We're going to have a great stepladder here. Anything could happen here. That's the one thing when lanes are hard. You never really know. Is 180 going to win? Is 220 going to win? Simo's done a little bit of manipulation with the plastic ball, trying to create a little bit of hold for him down lane. You know, right left of that track area there. He does that a lot. When he wants to be right in that, you know, when he gets it up, and so he can create a little bit of hold down the back part of the pattern.
Yeah, he definitely wants to play the hold on this pattern, and he was throwing his plastic ball right up 18, from 18 to the pocket, to try to give himself a little bit of hold. It's funny to think that you would try to do that on a 47-foot condition with 35 mils of oil, but
he's going that much right to left. You know what I mean? Where he wants to get it, where if it's. You saw the one last match where he actually got it really left off his hand, and it just laid there, and that's when he left that 4-pin. So he's a smart guy. I mean, he thinks out of the box. There's no doubt about that.
One of the smartest ones out there for sure.
We start with our 3 versus 4 seed. Our 3 seed tonight is Brandon Nolles. Brandon's really impressed us here throughout all the competition here today. He's bowled outstanding. He's got a good look. He's been able to peel it off the gutter about as good as anybody, and there's not much of that that's going on. So I say that with a lot of authority that this guy's been able to get his bowling ball to change direction. He bowled 278 in the last round to grab the number 3 seed in his match. And, of course, he's bowling Anthony Simson, who got knocked into the loser's bracket quite early in this event, but has been battling his way through. And ever since they took a break where all the winners bowled and the losers had a little bit of a break, he has been unbelievably good. The Anthony Simson that we've seen bowl on television and win major titles at the highest level. Our number 2 seed tonight is Dio Bernard, the lefty, and our number 1 seed here this evening is Dallas Leong from Las Vegas.
Here we go, Mike. Brandon's, like Mike said, has had a fantastic reaction. He's got a little bit of hold. He's got good ball speed. He actually throws it firmer than most of the people that play this week. Trying to get it to about 4 down lane. A little firm, didn't let that one read the front part of the lane.
Yeah, Brandon's a guy who likes higher speed. I've seen him, I think he's a Colorado guy. I've seen him when we've bowled the Super Regionals in Denver. He's always there. He's a fairly active, competitive bowler and likes higher speed. The good news for him is he also likes to keep his angles in front of him, and that's what you kind of have to do this week. He can get away with the higher speed if his angles are straight enough.
Yep. Starts out with a spare. He's bowling Anthony Simson tonight. Francois, I know that you compete on the professional tour, and you're a professional bowler. You've won major titles. You've won multiple titles on tour. Anytime you got to bowl Anthony Simson, what's it like?
You're going to have to bring your best game. You're going to have to put your best foot forward, and just for me, it's all about making sure I'm throwing 10 quality shots. If I'm not trying to jinx anything, but I think I have a pretty good record against Anthony. The times that I've bowled him, I bowled him in the finals of the TOC, and he was trying to throw urethane when a lot of us were curving it. And he's so smart that I think sometimes he maybe overthinks a little bit or tries to be a little too creative, because he is the most creative bowler out there. He can throw it back up. He can do anything to a bowling ball. And, you know, sometimes it maybe plays against him a little bit. We see now he's back all the way out to the right. That's how he's played the fresh, and he's had a really good reaction.
Bowled 797 to start out his qualifying round on the fresh. Nobody else had done that.
Nobody else would have done it. You could have kept bowling for another week. Nobody else would have bowled 790. You bowled 506 on the fresh this morning, too, Mike. The thing interesting about Anthony and dealing with him on the tour rep side is he always wants to find that way where he can find to keep it in front of him and find that hold. All the tournaments he's ever bowled great in, I'm going to tell you, his kryptonite is hooking it. Going around it, he's not great at that.
He's a one-hander at heart.
Correct. He can keep it in front of him, and yeah, when he can play that, Frankie and I were talking about right around 10, you know what I mean, and get it where he can miss a little left and a little right, he's tough. He's going to have his hand full here, though.
I think what's really impressive about Anthony is obviously he can do anything to a bowling ball, but he can repeat that.
Oh.
There's a lot of guys who are pretty versatile, and if you ask them to throw one shot and do a certain thing on one shot, they can do it. But Anthony can repeat all those things, and he can do it. His launch angles are super consistent no matter what he's doing, and he's got incredible control at the release point. Incredible speed control.
Is fantastic.
Yeah, he's like I said, one of the most creative, but also just flat out one of the best bowlers in the world.
Got our practice pair in play over here on lanes 24. We got young Dio Bernard over there throwing a few shots, just trying to stay loose.
How was that messenger Nolles just threw right there? Oh, it tomahawked the wall going in front of it. Got that one a little farther right. Didn't catch.
So light both shots on the left lane for Nolles to get things started here.
Yeah, that one was right early.
I don't think that ever had a chance to pick up. It was firm and it was right. He's got to get his feet a little bit farther right so it can catch in that front part like you talked about. Not like Simon. It's different because he throws it harder, but he at least has to have it where it starts to catch in the front part of the lane so it can go right to left and go through the pins.
I think what's been good for Brandon in this tournament is how early he gets the ball into the lane. He lays it down really early,
Yep.
and he's got decently forward roll, and that just helps him get the ball to pick up as early as possible, which has been key on this pattern.
And he's got sufficient rev rate as well. I mean, he's a little bit on the higher side probably.
His rev rate and his ball roll help him have the ball read early, and that's why he can get away with a little higher speed than most people.
Yeah, his speed and rev rate match very well. You know, I mean, he's not dominant one way or the other. I think that's a good call.
Simson up in the third frame, looking to make it an opening triple. A little bit of shim there, guys. Got that one in just a hair.
Thank you, Storm Spareball.
Yeah, his hand was still in a decent spot, and so even though that was left, the ball read the pattern in the right spot, and there's plenty of hold if you're playing the pattern the right way.
Yeah, if you can get it to get started towards the pocket, it's definitely there. It's amazing. Every round he does a little bit something different. He had this a couple rounds ago. He had this like twirling thing going. You know what I mean? Where it wasn't up the back, but it wasn't around it, and it was kind of tumbling, and still bowled 260. So. Oh.
Seemed a little left of target to me.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of 7-10s here this week. Fortunate just to leave the 10. Take a look at that one again.
He jammed that one a little bit. You know, he tried to
I
hit
think
it in.
that was parallel left of where he's actually trying to throw it.
Yep.
So the ball never really got into a roll like the other ones did.
Yep.
Spares have been an adventure for some of the players here this week. There's so much oil down lane that the ball just keeps pushing towards the right. Simonson covers it with absolutely no problem whatsoever.
It's funny how it got more important how Anthony's spare shooting got better. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
We were talking about that.
definitely got better throughout this event.
Yeah, I don't know how much he's been bowling. I don't know how much of that is just maybe not as sharp. And as he bowls more games, as he gets deeper in the event, he finds a rhythm with the spare shooting.
That's what we thought. I mean, I live in the same city, and I see him all the time, but I don't think he's been bowling very much. You know, he hadn't been doing any videos. He hasn't really, I don't think he's been bowling at all.
That looks better.
Really good.
Wow.
Right past the 9.
That ball read early enough. His angles were good.
I don't know much about Brandon, but he has definitely been somebody now that I'm going to look for in future streaming events. He's really impressed me here this week, and he throws it really solid.
He's done a really good job of filling the frames this week.
Yeah, one-handed spare shooting with the thumb in the ball.
I always thought that's the way they should have did it, to be honest, but a few people do it. Oscar did it, and yeah. Be like Belma, where you have holes big enough for grips and don't have the grips in. That's what he did. That's what he does.
Yeah, conventional holes.
Yep. Said his dad wouldn't buy him a spare ball, so he used to use house balls when he was around. Then he tried to put grips in, and he hated it, so he just drilled the holes and started throwing it. Brandon looked like he's cheating his feet a little bit right. You can see he scooched a little bit. He walks pretty straight, doesn't he? That's a good game right there.
Yeah. It's one of those things, Mike, you were asking earlier about bowling against Anthony. He's one of those players you don't want to get into too deep of a hole too early against. Hard to crawl out of a hole like that because you just don't expect someone like Anthony to throw bad shots.
That was a little left, too.
Anthony's just really good at finding margin for error or creating margin for error. He'll never really, even on the hardest of patterns, he'll never really feel like he has to throw a perfect shot.
Nope.
He'll always create some sort of margin for error.
And he needs so little to still be able to strike because of all the things that you said previously a few minutes ago. You know what I mean? His launch angle, his speed, all those things are so consistent.
That was like the last one on this lane.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've done a couple clinics with him, and he is one of the biggest students of the game of anything, you know, whether it's pin setters, whether it's lane machine, whether it's fixing stuff. He loves fixing stuff. But when he did the seminar that we did, he was fantastic. He's a really good coach, really good. And you would, I mean, I would think that would be something that wouldn't interest him. But he really likes it.
Yeah. You talk about being a student of the game. I think the difference between him when he first got here and bowled his qualifying squad to now, this is a pretty unique scoring system they've got here, and he's figured it out. He knows how to do score corrections now. He knows how to reset pins.
Yeah, he knows how to do everything.
Yeah, he's figured it out pretty quickly.
I'm telling you, I was at Junior Gold, and Jay Nephew, who's the guy we know for a long time, bowled high rollers and stuff, has a center in Green Bay. I'm going to where my U15 girls bowling. There's Simon behind the counter. I go, what are you doing? Come out 20 minutes later, he's oiling the lanes.
He loves it.
He's fixing gutter caps, and yeah, he's all in. It's got a hook. Bad break there. But it's no wonder, like on TV shows, he's gotten upset about racks and stuff. His eye is that good because he resets them and spots them, and if it's just off at any angle, they make it like he's being picky. He's not. He just wants it to be right. He can throw it hard. Ooh, I thought they hit the ball coming across. You see that?
Yeah. Okay, so 30 pin deficit already. This game's getting away from Brandon now.
Quickly. And being in step ladders, how fast that these games go.
Yeah, it probably feels to him right now like they just started bowling, but they're more than halfway done with the game.
Agreed. 35-pin lead for Simo. He hasn't bowled a bad game. Just Simo's bowled a really good game.
That was better.
Now the question is, did Simo throw in the urethane ball or the plastic ball up, 18, and him going away a little bit? Did it make it where his ball won't get through the pins quite as good?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the third flat 10 on lane 19,
Yeah.
and they're both right on top of each other. They're playing a similar part of the lane. Brandon has a touch more angle to the front, but third flat 10 on 19, so something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, this one's getting out of hand quickly. Dio Bernard up next at the 2 seed. It's funny when he catches a break, too. It's funny when he's playing that part of the lane, he's far enough right that there's no chance that he can miss to the right. You know what I mean? Because it'll go in the gutter. I mean, it's that angled in the front part. And that's a good tip that we've used the whole time. You know, if your ball keeps coming up late, you got to keep moving right until it faces up. Then if you miss to the right and you miss the head pin, you're not far enough right yet. Look where he's at. He's in front of the ball return. I mean, a little bit, not much, but 1 foot worth.
He's got a little bit of drift, like 7 or 8 boards of drift maybe.
Yeah, he's sliding on about 11.
That was really good. Really good shot there. I think this is, if Simonson can get comfortable with what he's doing right there, if he can get a clear picture, I could see him running this ladder.
Easily.
I think he'll just have to manage what he's doing. His own transition in the front part of the lane is the only thing he has to worry about.
Yeah.
If he can manage that properly and they don't get over under for him, I think he's got a really good shot.
And then I think he's got that move, too, where he can just parallel to the left, with still his feet right of his target and play that little shim at 10, which he's fantastic at. This kid has really good ball roll.
It's the second 9-pin on the right lane there.
How's that? Flat 10s on the left, solid 9s on the right.
Looks like 20 picks up a little bit sooner. The ball wants to get going towards the pocket a little bit earlier. 19 kind of, I wouldn't say it backs up, but it just keeps going straight, and that's why you've seen a couple of flat 10s on 19. Max 203. Simonson's already in the 220s. 2 teens.
Does this young man bowl good? I mean, have you seen him bowl good in the regionals?
Yeah, he does well in the regionals. I want to say he's a Denver guy because the times I remember seeing him was in Colorado when we bowled the super regional in Denver. And it's not, Albuquerque's not too far of a drive from Denver, so I want to say that's where he's from.
There you go, Westminster, Colorado. 29 years old.
I believe that's the Denver area.
Yeah,
Suburb of Denver.
29 years old.
Pretty good shot on the left lane there. Just might be a little too late for him.
Yeah.
He's bowled a good game. 2 9-pins on the right lane. I think his other 9-pin might have been in the 4th frame.
Yeah,
That
2 on the right lane.
could have been a double.
Right now, where Simo's playing, that's the worst thing he can leave. You know what I mean? And it'll burn up a little bit, or maybe he misses a hair right.
Yeah, we talked about Simonson. I didn't know he was coming this weekend, and when I got here on Thursday night, I watched the squad that was bowling, and Chase Nadeau was here. And I just jokingly said to him, "This looks like a pattern that Simonson could go 230 over on for his 6 games." And sure enough, he comes in and bowls on Saturday morning, and after 2 games, he's 160 over.
Yeah, he texted me Friday night. He goes, "I'm watching the stream or listening, and Steve Klemkin bowled fantastic." He said, "What's Steve doing and what balls he using?" Came in and played him exactly the way that Steve did. And bowled 797 first. Change of the ball. Man, how much longer does that ball go than the other one?
Yeah, and that's a pretty strong symmetric ball. I just think the difference is the asymmetry in the Ion Max that he's throwing. Ion Max is a stronger ball overall, but the asymmetry is what's helping it read early enough.
Yep.
That Cove is one ball that he went to in some of the last matches when they were bowling on the burn. I just don't necessarily think it's time yet to switch balls.
I don't think he's going to have to get to it personally.
He might not.
Yeah. But you're right. He bowled 260, 260, and he used that ball most of the time the last 2 matches. Should be a really good match coming up. Congratulations to Brandon Nolles on a great week. He bowled really, really well.
Third 9-pin on the right lane for him.
3 solid 9s on the right, 3 flat 10s on the left. You know you're to the right when you can't see the gutter. That's he was about 9 sliding that time.
Yeah, I mean when I was bowling this morning and when I bowled in qualifying on the fresh, my feet were on 5 and I was aiming at 3. Now if you think you're on average, you lay the ball down 4 or 5 boards probably right of where you slide.
What do you slide, about 8 or 9 there probably?
Sliding 7 probably, looking at 3, so
that's straight.
It feels to me like my angles are going right to left, and it's going straight. It just has to read early enough. Actually, I was aiming at 3, and it's almost like I wanted the ball to read early enough and get going that I wanted my ball to miss my target left. So I'm aiming at 3, but I want the ball to read so early that I hit 4.
Because it would migrate faster towards the pocket. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for game number 1. 221, Anthony Simson, Brandon Nolles, 182. When we come back, we'll have our next match right here on Inside Bowling. All right, everybody, welcome back to the 2025 New Mexico Open. We got a bum stream key. It looked like hasn't happened to me in a couple years, but we got a bad stream key on that new stream that we started, and I bumped it down to 30 frames per second on the 4K. Last match, guys, what happened in the last match?
Simo controlled the pocket unbelievably, won the match. He's going to move forward. The young man Nolles had 3 solid 9s on the right lane, 3 flat 10s on the left lane. Simo grabbed an early 4-bagger, grabbed the win. Easy as that. Now he's going to face Dio Bernard. I think the task might be a little tougher here. The score of that last match was 221 to 182. Mike, you made a prediction about 3 hours ago that you thought Simon would be in this position and he had the chance that he could possibly run the ladder. I'm starting to believe you more and more.
Yeah, well, we'll see here. I think this is the match. He's got to get over here. Dio and Simo have been the class of this today. I should say today.
I would probably go as far as to say that whoever wins this match has a really good chance of winning the tournament. Simonson's already got 1 game under his belt.
Got that one over the front. Yeah, that wasn't a good one. Went about 3 feet farther than the other normal ones. See how he got it over the front a little bit, and he missed that early hook that he's been using the whole time.
Yeah, he was controlling the pocket really well. His ball was hooking in the right spot earlier, and what I said was I think if he can control the transition that he's creating for himself in the front part of the lane, he's got a shot at running this ladder. Now, on the other side of that, you got Dio. He's the only left-handed bowler here. Good spare from Simon.
And he makes it like that so many times. You shoot it to the left of the 1-2, don't you?
No, I shoot the same way. I kind of
go across it?
I shoot the baby split between the 1-6, yeah.
Nice.
And what I was saying is with Dio, now he's the only left-handed bowler here. If he can get into a rhythm, if he can get comfortable here, I think he's got a good chance of winning this tournament as well. It's nothing against Dallas, but I think once you get in these stepladder events, having a game or 2 under your belt when you get to the title matches, a lot of times seems to be beneficial.
The last 2 matches, he's had a tough time getting his ball started early enough. You know, that was firm, I thought. Got behind it. By behind it, I mean, you know, it's not facing up to the pocket quick enough, so it gets in a bad entry angle to the pocket, and that's what happens.
Yeah, the ball just has to hook earlier than it did there.
Ooh, that was close.
A little surprising he didn't go for one there this early in the game.
Don't forget, guys, the winner of this match goes on to take on our number 1 seed, Dallas Leong, who must be defeated twice in this format.
I think Dio's going with that. Is it offset attack? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Assault.
That offset assault. I wonder if
No, attack.
with all the re-oils, his urethane balls aren't looking as effective as they did early on.
You know, they're definitely different every time. What I see for him, the last two things, is what you said to me when you first got here, that your reactive balls would not grab the lane early enough. So,
Yeah,
a rough start.
when I saw his practice shots, I thought he might need to slow down a little bit if he was going to stick with that ball. I still think that's the case. He needs to get the ball to hook early enough. One way to do that is to slow your speed down.
Back-to-back splits for Dio Bernard.
He hasn't had a good look for 3 games in a row now. And a fresh and a burn. See the adjustments he's going to make? Simo's definitely going to make a better one than he made in the first frame when he got it over the front. Quick, just never, it didn't read nearly early enough. See how much slower that one was? Softer. That was a really good shot.
Much better off his hand, yeah.
Really soft off his hand.
Just let that one roll.
Yeah.
It is hard sometimes when you know you've got to make the ball hook, but you don't want to do that by hitting up on the ball. You don't want to do that by trying too hard to make it hook. You just have to let it roll. There's a ball change there for Simo on the left lane. That was a pitch black, I think?
Yeah, possibly. Here, right here, right here. It's either a level or a pitch black. Pitch black. Level's got that white letters.
Yeah.
Simo's got this little trick, too, we've been talking about, that when he is playing and he needs his hand to be really soft, he doesn't keep his 2 fingers. Here we go, after this.
Ball change
Trip
for Dio.
6. Yeah, he keeps his fingers up in the air so he can't hit up on it. You know, just kind of pops them up in the air, and then he knows he's just going to roll it down his hand. And he doesn't when he has to throw it like this. He's been doing it the whole time. You know how people move their index finger right, left, and you curl it. You know, people curl it. Him, he just pops his fingers up in the air, so he can't grab it. All he's doing is rolling it down the finger with his hand, rolling it down his hand with his fingers.
Looks like Dio went to the urethane ball.
I think that's his only choice. Definitely hooked early.
Something that reads earlier.
Just not picking up at all.
No.
Little firm on that one. One of his practice shots, I believe, did the exact same thing, and I would wager that that's why he went to the reactive ball. He saw this exact same shot on that lane in practice and decided to go away from that.
Thought the reactive ball would give him a little bit more in the middle part of the lane and a little bit more continuation down lane to take this out of play, but
There's just nothing there.
no.
You get to that second half of the pattern where all the extra 2-2s are, and if your ball hasn't started hooking by then, it's not going to.
You're right.
Early trouble for Dio. 45 in the 4th.
Frankie, I like you come in the booth. You're making what Mike and I said for 4 days. You're giving us credibility.
Some confirmation.
Confirmation, that's where I was looking.
Here's the thing, though, we got to keep an eye on here. Not to try to rain on a parade or be a Debbie Downer, but at some point in time, this reaction starts to go away for Simonson, and when it goes away, it really goes away. He's got to keep the hammer down here. Ooh.
4-pin went behind the 9. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Wow, watch the pin go behind the 9. I think it's the 4.
And that's really similar to the first game. We saw Brandon leave 3 of those solid 9s.
That was a 2. 2 went off the wall and bounced behind the 9. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's what Brandon. Yeah, Brandon's left 3 of those. So that's 4 solid 9s in 14 frames on that lane, Mike.
saw a couple flat 10s on 19 and a couple solid 9s on 20, which is what I thought early on is 20 seems to be changing directions a little bit sooner, a little more help, and that's why the ball's coming in a little higher, leaving those 9 pins, and seems to be a little tighter through the front part of the lane, which is where you need the ball to hook on 19.
Seems a little bit more forgiving in that middle part of the lane.
And that was right to left off
Great
his hand.
shot. It's funny, you look at the lane. It looks like you'd see the 2-2s on the lane. Looks like there's a schematic drawing on the lane.
The masking unit is, yeah.
Yeah.
Just amazing, using 2 different balls on each lane and just high flushing them
Yeah.
each and every shot. That's Anthony Simonson. By the way, here in the chat, our fourth member of our team here, our chat room. Good point here. Simo has won 6 one-game matches in a row and needs 9 straight to win the entire title. And you know, you talked about the PBA Tour. You know, over the years they had those big 9-person step ladders. Can somebody run it all? No way. Well, today Simonson might do it today.
Looking like he's got one more right now that he's going to get.
Yeah, Dio's not going to give up here, though. Man.
No, never
This
does.
kid's got a lot of fight in him. If he can figure out this left lane.
Man, he got that one way out on the lane.
A lot can happen here on this pattern.
We've seen it already happen.
8 10s in play, 5 7s in play.
We've seen some 40-pin swings, 50-pin swings in some matches.
Yeah, you get a little too steep. It's going away from the
Ball
pot.
change.
Good shot. Good shot. Oh, solid 8.
Interesting here. That was back to the original ball he started the
Yeah.
game with. Went to the urethane for that one shot where he washed out. Didn't like it. Went
Looks
back
like
to
he
this-
moved more left to get it started sooner. That was the best shape of any shot he's thrown so far in the game. But like you say, these games go fast. It's a 6th frame already. He's got 65 in a 5th. He can only bowl 2-0. 2-0 is not going to be enough to beat Anthony right now. Maybe in another game.
Yeah.
He's just hoping it lasts a little bit longer. Mike, you're right. It changed for him very quickly. That was left. We'll take that all day.
Yeah.
That's almost the worst thing he can leave unless he throws it so bad, like the first frame where he super washed out, where he got it over the front, missed the early part, and got it going away from the pocket. I mean, that's 2 things he did wrong.
If I'm Anthony right now, and he knows this, but if I'm him right now, I'm making sure that my misses are left and not right.
Yes, sir. And that's how he set the lanes up to do it anyhow. So it's already that way in his mind that, hey, I need to hit that back part of that strip where I threw that plastic ball up, 17, 18, which is right where the pocket is, that if he gets it going that way, he has a little bit of lay in that spot. About the same spot he was. Hasn't moved left at all. Sliding on about, looked like about 11, 12.
There was some noise that happened further down in the bowling center.
He opened up his hips and got it going to the right. Yep.
I don't know if the noises distracted him or not.
He looks like he hasn't really commented on it. Like,
No.
he hasn't made any gesture or anything.
Might have just been a bad shot.
I think he just opened up his hips and got it going to the right.
Something's going on with the scoring, too.
Shoot it.
Nice cover.
It's a good spare. Good spare. Keeps him on 2-0 pace, and that's Dio's max.
You can tell he's locked in when he doesn't hear those sounds in the background. When he hears those, he's if the score would have been reversed, he might have hurt. Yeah, look where he's at. Frankie is. I mean, almost.
I noticed that on lane 19, he's standing on about -5.
Yeah,
Dio
that's
can
about where he's at here.
He can still bowl 205.
That hooked instantly. Hit up on it too.
Simonson going at a 206 pace now. Dio, the best he can do is, 192?
Let's see. 92.
I mean, Simonson would need to mark out pretty much.
He's had some tough ones. Hard to make 6, 6, and 7. You know what I mean? It's. And
Yeah, Dio just hasn't gotten comfortable. Hasn't even controlled the pocket really. His bad
really
shots.
one good shot. Yeah.
His bad shots have been splits a lot of the time.
The last shot on this lane was the best shot by far. It read the front. It blended it out.
Yeah, look where he's standing now. That one, two,
Negative.
four, negative 5, 6 maybe.
Yeah. He did. You know, it's funny, and we could talk about it. Is when you get to the bottom and you hit your target, but you don't commit to it, where you kind of miss it a little bit. That's the hit you get, and you get that where it kind of goes forward a little bit, and it won't give that little shape off the back. Happens to,
Yeah,
you know.
the pins know when you're bowling scared.
Yep. When you're trying to fit it in there.
You've gotta commit to what you're doing.
All right, the max score now 181 for Dio Bernard. Anthony Simonson well within that reach there. His magic number is 182 to get to.
I think he just brought another ball down to the set tee.
And that's a smart move, because if once he has the game locked
I
up,
would get away from that part of the lane.
I don't know if I get away from that part of the lane, but I would try some other equipment just in case something does go away.
He's got the pitch black he can go to on this lane as well. He's already thrown 2 different.
That was still that Ion Max. That looked like he threw it a little further down the lane. Couple feet of loft maybe.
Yeah, let's face it, with this oil pattern, with so much oil down lane and gutter to gutter down lane, plus all the balls traveling down the lane, pushing the oil down the lane, it getting tighter and tighter, it makes for a very interesting transition throughout even just a small step ladder like this. Dallas Leong is going to come over here, and he's going to be playing the outside part of the lane. He's going to be playing somewhere around Simonson, and Simonson's going to have to beat him in 2 games.
The whole key for Dallas is whether his ball is going to, see the middle part of the lane. Like on the burn that he just bowled, he told me, I asked him afterwards, he said he couldn't have thrown more than a triple. But he does have 2 opportunities to win. The key is how tight are they down lane right now. You'll find out when Dallas throws his practice shots.
And here's something to consider. Simonson switched to that pitch black, I believe was in the 5th frame on the left lane only. He knows Dallas is coming. He knows Dallas is going to be in the same part of the lane. Simonson was setting himself up in practice with the spare ball down the middle. This might be, knowing that Dio had 45 in the 4th frame, this might be some strategy on Anthony's part. He might purposefully be using 2 balls on 2 different lanes to transition the lanes a little differently.
Yep.
To try to make sure that Dallas doesn't get comfortable on both lanes at the same time.
Trying to make them just different enough. Because you notice he hasn't even tried the urethane ball on the right lane. And that's how Anthony thinks. You're right. So now he's got plastic here and he's got urethane to the right. Dallas, he's thinking he can get Dallas's ball not to hit there and he can't get a double. He bowls 220 2 times in a row, winner.
Yeah, these are all things we're paying attention to. I'm sure Anthony knows. I'm sure Anthony's been paying attention to what Dallas has been doing the last couple games. He knows the kind of ball he's using, and he knows the kind of scores that he's shot. And that just might be what Anthony's trying to do here. Just make the lanes. It doesn't have to be drastically different, but if you make them just different enough to where Dallas can't get comfortable on both lanes, that plays to Anthony's advantage.
Yeah, he's got 4 or 5 ball tracks down the lane with the urethane ball on the left lane. Yeah, could change it just enough. Dio never got comfortable. Now he's starting to get comfortable. Funny how your swing gets looser when it doesn't matter anymore. It's amazing how that is.
Everybody that's had pin carry issues here at this event, and this would be a good question for you, especially Frankie, is when you can't get the ball to corner, is ball speed, softening up your ball speed, is that normally the answer to try to correct that? Or is it really having to change zones, balls, all of that? Or is it just a ball speed thing?
On a pattern like this, for me, it was definitely ball speed. Changing zone wasn't really an option. If you get away from that spot where the ball hooks as soon as it touches the lane, essentially, you're just not going to see any hook, at least for me with my rev rate. I tried to play around 10, I tried to play around 15, and I just never consistently could get the ball to read the pattern. So for me, it was about staying to the right, finding a way to stay to the right either with different balls, but mostly just manipulating the speed. And I think we mentioned it earlier about Dio. Might have been a little too firm. Maybe if he softened up a little bit, you just got to find a way to get the ball to read the pattern as early as possible.
Dio Bernard going to come home third here and take $2,400 for his efforts. Simo trying another ball, and there's the 8-10 we were talking about that could come into play at any given time.
He moved about 3 or 4 to the left, too.
Moved left and looked like it was a little firm as well.
It's funny, Mike, you brought up the question to Frankie a second ago. We actually talked about that last game, that the move nowadays where, you know, it used to be where you could keep your own speed and then have to make those moves, like you said. Now the move on everything is throw it slower, throw it softer so it'll read sooner. You really got to play the lanes front to back. And, you know, that's the one thing you can tell to anybody you give lessons to or anybody that's a bowler. You know, if you read, this one is probably the maximum front back that you got to do. It's got to read as soon as it hits it.
Well, guys, Anthony Simons at 193. Dio Bernard, a little bit closer match than what we would have actually seen the final score to be here, 181. Coming up next, we got Dallas Leong moving over as our #1 seed. He'll have to be defeated twice by Anthony Simonson here at the New Mexico Open. All right, everybody, looks like practice is over here. We're getting ready to start our championship match here. Remember, Dallas Leong has to be defeated twice against Anthony Simonson. We'll see if Simo can win 9 matches in a row to take this thing home, or if Dallas Leong can close it out here in 1 or 2 games. Dallas is your #1 seed for a reason. He's made it all the way through the winner's bracket. He's the only player not to lose here at this year's event. Dallas is going to get started here on the left lane. Francois Lavoie and Jim Callahan here on the call with me here. Here we go, guys. Championship finals. We've got 2 games possibly, maybe just 1. Who you like?
Let me watch this shot first. If this one hooks, Simo. Because that's the lane he threw the urethane balls on, and that didn't even attempt to try to corner. It was a little fast, too, like you said.
Yeah, that's only his first shot, but I think Dallas might be a little too far left.
Who you like? He asked you the question.
Well, after that shot, I'm going to have to pick Simo, but Dallas has to be defeated twice. So
That's hard.
he's got time to make some adjustments.
Yep.
Covers it up, clean through 1. Let's see if the shot stays there for Anthony Simonson for 2 games. So Oil likes to move around quite a bit.
I think this is going to come down to who can manage the front part of the lane better.
Ball change right lane.
Pitch black right in his hand.
He has not thrown this ball on this lane, correct?
No.
Just on his fill shot in the 10th frame.
Yep, that's it. No, he threw the cove on the fill and played 10. Remember, he missed right.
The first shot, he left the 8-10.
Oh, that's right.
Threw
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pitch black on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spare.
that's
the
right.
spare.
Him using that ball is not going to make it easier for Dallas either. It's going to make him. His transitions are going to be very quickly coming.
Look how far right he is up in front of that ball return.
Yeah, that's about where he's been. He's been sliding on, 10-11 the whole time. That was a little right of it, actually.
And
He
actually-
flip-flop balls. How's
Yeah.
that? That was the act, Mike. Last game, he threw the urethane balls to change the lane. There's no doubt now. The act. Got that one over the front a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
But his hand is so forward, and his speed is impeccable. See if Dallas can get his ball to go through the pins. That's been the last 3 matches we watched. That's been the key. To me, the key is whether Dallas can get more than a triple in these next 2 matches.
An early double from Simonson just forces Dallas to try to settle in a little bit quicker, and that's not always easy to do when you've been waiting this whole time to come on.
That started up pretty good. Still went a little forward on the back.
Yeah.
But that's the lane that was reactive 98% of the time. This other lane is going to be a little slower. That's still firm, I think, and not. I think he could be 2 or 3 right with his feet off of that.
Yeah, that ball deflected after it hit the pocket.
Yeah, still going left to right too much in the front.
Kind of what this guy's been doing, though, all day.
Yeah. He's been a hair straighter on some of the pairs. Like over here when he bowled, he was really trying to get his ball to get started. But, yeah, most of the time he's been 6-7 to 3-ish, just like Mike said.
One game he went double, 8-10 sheet. Wow, look at
Got it
that.
to go through the pins.
That was just light enough.
Yep.
Just light enough.
Drove the 5 into the 7, old school. Dick Weber would be proud, wouldn't he?
Yes, sir.
Look at this.
That was about 5 to 3. It actually went through the pins with authority too. It wasn't deflecting when it went through. That means he matched up better. That ball speed was better, you know. He got it into a roll quicker.
Let's put it this way. With Dallas's rev rate and the way he's got to play the lanes, he's got to be almost perfect every shot. Just goes to show how good he's bowling.
Ah, there's a mistake.
What'd you guys see there?
Stood up on it a little bit, hit up on it, made it read a little early. I'm really confused why he changed balls on that lane. He struck 4 out of 5 times on that lane, I think. I think, Frankie, you made a point a little earlier that sometimes he outthinks himself, you know, where he gets tricky, you know, like reversing the balls that he used. And he had good raw ball reaction with both of them.
Yeah, it's really hard to get in his head sometimes and try to understand what he does, but one thing I know for sure is that there's always a good reason for what he's doing.
Oh, he's committed to it, too, when he does it. Starting to hook a little early. There's open. Good call, Michael. Starting to change a little bit. Whoa.
So just like that, sitting on the bench, Dallas Young takes the lead.
By a bunch. 24 in 4 frames.
And now he can just focus on what he's been doing the whole time, which is control the pocket.
Like he did against Dio last match. Now he's not looking to strike. He said, just let me hit the pocket, get a few hits.
That's essentially we talked about it before the stepladder. That's essentially what Dallas has been doing, is just controlling the pocket, and his opponents haven't really gotten anything going. And now Simonson's looking at 2 straight open frames.
Dallas got the purple hammer working here tonight.
Time was in trouble.
He's left the 5-pin. He's left the 5-pin in the left gutter the last 2 shots, and they both struck.
It's unbelievable. 2 minutes ago, we were talking how Simo's, you know, the reaction's the same. Dallas goes strike. All of a sudden, it's Simo's down 46 all of a sudden.
And Simonson did bowl 190 the last game, so you know, if you're Dallas, that's kind of where you've been the whole time. That's the comfort zone right now. And already he's got 3 in a row.
He gets a 4-bagger. This is more than he told me he thought he could get.
Well, that's wide. That's really got a motor.
I did not read the front an inch. Pushed it right through there and missed it at the bottom. But you're right, Mike, that it's the perfection thing, like you said. He has to be. He doesn't have very much room for you know, a mistake.
And that's what I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand is that was a pretty small miss in the front part of the lane that ended up being a big miss down lane. But when we're playing these patterns, when this pattern specifically,
Wow, that's a bad break.
that's tough. This pattern specifically, so much of what goes on the lane happens in the front part of the lane that just a small miss can turn into a washout like that. That wasn't, he pushed it off his hand a little bit and he fell off the shot, but wasn't necessarily washout worthy, but it was on this pattern.
You have to remember, too, when you miss one right, it gets a bigger gap as you get down the lane.
Simonson up in the 5th.
Ball changes the cove.
He's been using that throughout this tournament. It's been one of the balls in his arsenal.
Parallel a little left, too. Now he's about 8 at the arrows, 8 to about 4.
We talk about Anthony committing to shots here. I think this is really important for him to commit to this shot here. This would be a big strike to stay within 10 of Dallas.
Look how much he moved his feet.
He got a handful of that one, too. He made that one hook.
That's his wheelhouse right there.
Yeah, moved about a zone left on that one.
Yep.
Slowed down a little bit, it looked like. Just really letting the ball read the front part of the lane as forward as he can be.
Yep. Didn't fight the pattern. He let the pattern do the work.
And the light hits have been in play. This bowling center doesn't hate light hits. That's something we look at when we bowl is how many times does a light hit strike, how many times does a high flush hit strike, and if you're, it's kind of hard to say, but if your ball motion is right, the light hits strike a good amount of the time.
That was almost 5-7 again. Left just a 7. All of a sudden, it's back to an 11-pin match. Stood up on that one a little bit. Didn't quite roll it as early in the front.
And that's,
But that's nitpicking, you know. Like you said, that's
Very
such
much.
a small thing. You know what I mean?
that's where Dallas has been all day.
Yeah. That's if you could say anything wrong. Yeah, I mean, it was good enough where it could have struck. There's no doubt about it.
Guys, max scores here. Dallas can bowl 245. Simo can bowl 244.
Long way from done.
What a great title match. And remember, if Dallas does not win this game, he will be defeated for his first time. This is a true double elimination tournament. We would have another game immediately following.
That got right, too.
That
Ooh,
one
came
picked
off
up.
it. Came off it. See the look on his face with that one?
I didn't think that was going to pick up.
I didn't either. That was going right off his hand. Picked right up.
But the way it came off his hand was cleaner than the last one, which is probably why
Yep.
he got the help he needed.
Big double right here. Needs another 2. He's amazing.
That's the Simonson wall shot. Pins go left to right across the deck.
He almost had a double banker.
I think what he does really well is just, you probably heard about a flat spot. His flat spot is longer than anybody's, I think. He just stays down there. He has so much leverage. He has so much time to manipulate the ball.
And that's all. If you look at his left arm, it's all the way back, so he has more time to let it slide at the bottom. Got that one in.
And as we say that, yeah.
But you're right. Right there, he has his arm. And Ryan Barnes is getting close to, you know, what he does. Obviously, he's emulated exactly how Simo bowls. The longer you can get that arm, the longer time you have the ball to be parallel to the floor.
Ooh.
Thought he missed it again.
That one almost got a little bit past it, but you know what? He got it, so all good in the hood. All right, so 143, 163, 193. That's a 223 max score up there for Anthony Simonson. Dallas Leon can still bowl 245.
Big double.
Dallas going at a 205 pace. Simonson going at a 203 pace.
Yep.
We come up with pace by just adding 20 per frame. Dallas likes the right lane. Definitely reads earlier on that lane.
Fell off a little off balance. Not going to lose any count, though, if he makes a spare.
Yeah,
Still going to be a 2-pin leader.
Yeah, 2-pin with 2 frames to go.
Yep. Come down to those championship frames.
We do want to welcome in our most viewers we've had so far at this event this weekend. Really appreciate it, everybody. Over 1,300 viewers watching the finals here tonight with myself and Francois Lavoie and Jim Callahan. It's been a fun event. A lot of streams here to go back and rewatch everybody out there.
Wow, anything could happen. These last 2 frames, guys. Now the key is Dallas going to say, hey, I got a little bit to the right and it sucked up last time? Or is he going to go back to what he was doing and keeping it in front of him? I hope he continues to keep it in front of him. Because I think that was a fairy tale, that one getting to the right and coming off of there. Yeah, he kept it in front of him. Ringing 10. Wow.
You haven't seen too many ring 10s from Dallas.
Nope.
They've been the half pocket, flat 10s, flat 7s.
You made an interesting point last time. When he falls a little bit off the right, it seems to go to the pocket very well.
I think it's just the way it comes off his hand. Just just a little bit differently when he falls off of it. It gets it going a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's not a bad thing.
Simo has ball in hand now. It's a dangerous man to have ball in hand. Good frame by Dallas there, though.
214 the max right now for Dallas. Here goes Simo. He can get to 223. Oh, baby. 7 falls out. Something's wrong with his arm.
I think he got his finger. He got this finger. I think he was shaking. He was looking down at it. He's never happy, man. He is never happy. He could bowl 880 and go, you know, I threw the one bad in the 4th.
Well, he's working. How many people are loving work all the time?
This is his job right here. I do. I love it every day, buddy. You do about 99% of the time.
Oh,
that's
left.
way left.
And it's shimmed.
Like a carpet, laid like a rug.
That's all that prep work he was doing in practice.
You're right. And by what Frankie means by that, Simo threw plastic balls up, you know, 17, 18, right where the pocket is, right about there. Held pocket, 10 back.
That was about 2 boards left of where he's trying to hit.
You're right.
But we've talked about it on this pattern. As long as your angles are right, you've got hold. It's way better to play the hold on this pattern than to try to find some hook.
This one to win game 1.
And he leaves the 7. $212 now, the max for Simonson. Dallas Leon can step up in the 10th frame and is going to need a double and 9.
Oh, I thought he missed another one, Mike. You just missed that one. It was right again.
It's a little uncharacteristic of Simo to be so shaky on the spare shooting.
Dallas has 2 out of 4 strikes on this lane.
Well, here we go. He's got to have the double here. This lane does hook a little bit more for him. His ball does read a little bit better on this lane.
Got a hook.
It did. That's not hooking on the left lane.
You think that was going to hook, Frankie?
I did not.
I thought it had a chance.
He was aggressive at least.
He 4-7'd on that
fell
one
off
last
a little
time.
bit, yeah.
He found a little bit of hook last time. Here we go.
Yeah, he got, in my opinion, he got away with that one. If I'm him right now, I'm just focused on staying balanced at the line, getting through the ball the way I want to.
And hope it gets all 10. That's all you can do. Sticking to his process.
It's got to have the strike. Otherwise, we go to another game. What a shot for Dallas Leon. Now, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But, boy, what a shot that was.
That was much better than the last one. Very good shot.
He's undefeated today. Will he stay undefeated? Needs 9.
Just got to do the same thing one more time. Get through the ball the way you want to. Commit to your shot.
8 is in play here. Eight for a tie. Anything better, Dallas wins. And Leon gets a strike. He strikes out in the 10th frame for 214 and takes down Anthony Simonson to win the 2025 New Mexico Open. Dallas Leon, your champion. Wow. Wow, he did it.
That's impressive.
Wow. Wow.
Super impressive right there.
To all the players that throw it with one hand and lack rev rate, you got to win today. You got to win today. Frankie, I almost want to say you got to win today on that statement as well.
Yeah, I won't count myself in that statement. It doesn't feel like a win for me, but I'm happy for Dallas. I'm happy for Dallas. It looked like he kept it in a little bit more. He just wanted to hit the pocket on the last shot. But he threw the second one in the 10th was really, really good, so he deserves the win today. He controlled the pocket the best out of anybody, I think, and well-deserved for Dallas.
Let's turn over to in-house announcements, guys. Thanks so much for being here in the finals with me. I am going to interview our champion here in a moment right here in the booth, but I thank you guys both for being here.
I want to thank everyone, all the players, all the program participants, all the sponsors. Thank you, Brunswick. Thank you, Shamrock Foods. Thank you, all of our sponsors. Thank you, WPBI. And thank you, Jani King, all of our sponsors for supporting this event, especially the players who have come from many different states and a few different countries in order to compete here in Rio Rancho at the New Mexico Open. I am proud to give this trophy to a player who I've known for a very long time. I've seen him grow up and around this sport, and I've seen his trials and tribulations for a long time. And this win has come very hard fought, and Dallas works really, really hard to get here, and he deserves every bit of this. So congratulations, our champion this year, Dallas Leon.
Folks, I'm going to have Dallas Leon come into the booth here momentarily for a quick interview. All right, we'll go ahead and bring it into the booth, and we'll talk with our champion, Dallas Leon. Dallas,
how's it going?
Congratulations.
Man, it's a long day.
We weren't sure you were coming. We didn't see you on the list signed up ahead of time. What made you decide to come and bowl this one?
I frankly signed up at the last minute, decided at the last minute. Mark Curtis, who recently moved to Las Vegas, had a weekend off, and he wanted to bowl something, and I felt bad making him drive by himself, so I said, I haven't bowled this in a couple of years, and there's not really a whole lot else going on, so I figured, why not?
Yeah, I texted your buddy Jake Peters, who's bowled good on patterns similarly shaped like this, and asked him where he was at. He said he was, if he was going to bowl this weekend, he was going to bowl the regional. But I'm glad you made it down here. You know, on long oil like this, you don't typically think straighter players are going to rise to the top. But for some reason, we had so many different styles that were able to make it into match play, and it was really anybody's ball game. But what was the key for you being a straighter player, being able to manage pair to pair and be able to fight through and never lose a match?
The biggest thing is I always had to make sure that purple saw it in that first panel. It was the first 15 to 25 feet. As long as I knew she could catch there, or I could make her hook there was enough oil left of me where it locked up and got to the head pin, and right was kind of hit or miss. But I really like playing straighter angles, kind of keeping things above my toe, and just kind of getting them a little straighter on line. So that was nice. We're bowling at 10 pins. You know, the front panels are a little older, a little more beat up. So, you know, when you see a pattern like this, you don't really think you're a thing. But if we're being honest, if it's under 50 feet, purple's in play. And I got to try her. And Old Faithful, she got the job done.
Yeah, read early and just walked its way right into the pocket. You had to bowl Anthony Simson there in the finals, and obviously he's one of the top 3 bowlers in the world, if not the best bowler in the world. I know EJ's been dominating, but anytime you got to go into a match like that against a guy like Simo, what's the mindset for you? And then also the follow-up question after that is, what's it feel like to beat him?
I've known Simo for a long time. He's one of the Vegas guys. Moved out here, moved out west, and obviously bowl a lot on tour and stuff. And arguably the greatest player. I mean, he's got so many tools in the toolbox, and he's never out of a match. And that's the one thing that is different with a match like this is no matter if I'm up 50 or 5, I have to be kind of on top of it to make sure that the next shot's always the best shot. I gassed the one right after the 3-bagger just because I was kind of feeling myself, not 100%. But, it's just keeping that tempo and just trying to make the best shots possible. I mean, if I know if I hit the 1-3 enough, I can get pretty close. And a little strategy, like the right lane, the rack wasn't that great, and he was struggling on the left lane, so I made him finish on that lane. I mean, he still doubled, but it's Simo. So.
Yeah, it is Simo. Out of all the events that you've bowled and that you've won or that you've finished in a high performance, where does this one set for you?
Oh, arguably one of the top. Between you and me, I don't win very much, so I always feel like I can be in contention. I can make the step ladder. I can make a match. I don't win very often, so a feeling like this, all the grinding, all the practice, all the traveling, it really pays off. All my sponsors, Brunswick, Zella Gear, Vice, Copperfield Bowl, like all this stuff, just it means so much that people support me, and I'm able to perform like this.
How about a Brunswick guy wins a tournament presented by Brunswick today?
I know. That's trying to keep it within the brand. Throwing the best Brunswick ball we got.
Yeah, you did that today. I looked down the sidewall here, and there's a bunch of different panels there. And those panels, your buddy's in the shot. Those panels down the side show all the champions. Francois won the last 2 years. Cortez Shank, who you've competed against around Vegas, obviously, as well. Chris Barnes has won this event. Lonnie Wallachek. I mean, the list goes on and on. Andrew Kane, Vern Peterson. Yeah, Chris Clark. To be listed with those names.
Surreal. I mean, if we're being honest, it still hasn't really sunk in. I put a lot of mental focus into that double in the 10th, and I'm still kind of riding that high. But that's one of the things I kind of tailor my game towards is a guy like Frankie. We don't have the highest rev rate, so I have to be a little more accurate. I have to make all my spares. Those things, and that's one of the things that Jake's really helped me with is how to develop to get to that next level of, okay, you've made the cut, so now let's try and win some matches, keep things close. Even if you're out of it, try and find something that gets you a little closer. That was the way I felt with Noah. I mean, I was dead to rights in 17 frames, and I was like, the only thing that I can do is if he gives me a window, I have to just perform at my best. And I made a gutsy ball change, and it paid off. Well,
Dallas, you've won an Inside Bowling event now. We're getting ready to celebrate 100,000 subscribers soon. We're going to make a T-shirt that has all the events that we've streamed. The New Mexico Open is going to be one of those. We plan on coming back for multiple years to come with Mike Fagan and the rest of the crew here. They've done a fantastic job. Yes. We hope you continue to bowl and you try to defend your title next year, and maybe you can win a couple in a row like Francois Lavoie did.
I will tell you, too, on behalf of Fagan, he's put a lot of time and effort in this place. It looks great. It's, not... It was getting old. There was a little wear and tear on the place, and I can tell, you can see it. I mean, he's putting the time and the effort into, so I think it's pretty cool what they're doing here, and I'll be back.
Awesome, man. Congratulations again. That's Dallas Leong. You're champion here this year, everybody. What a moment here for Dallas Leong. Doubled in the 10th and went ahead and just said, you know what, I'm just going to strike out in the 10th and win by 2 to take down one of the best players in the world. That's going to do it for our stream here, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there with us throughout everything here. And we're looking forward to our next event coming up in Waterloo, Iowa, coming up in September. Make sure you check out InsideBowling.com for all of our upcoming live streams. Click on the live streaming link at the top of our website. If you'd like to support what we do here, you can subscribe to this channel and like this video. And you can also support our merch store over at InsideBowling.com. Using coupon code YouTube, you'll save 15%. And we still got $19 T-shirts good through Wednesday. I want to thank Mike Fagan for giving me the call to see if I would be willing to come out and be part of this event, and to Dennis Hacker for answering my call and saying that he would come out and be the tournament director representing Inside Bowling. It's been a tremendous time here. I want to thank Rob, general manager. I want to thank Dylan in the food service as well, and everybody else here at Tenpins More that do such a great job through the transition of ownership here in this bowling center. And I also want to thank you guys for watching and for supporting this channel over the years, and for another great stream and a whole bunch of them here from New Mexico. That's going to do it for me. I got to pack up. I got a flight to catch here this evening. But one more time, let's give it up for our sponsors: Brunswick, Shamrock Foods, Jani King, Western Bowling Proprietors Insurance, and of course our host center, Tenpins More. My name is Mike Flanagan. You have been watching the 2025 New Mexico Open live from Rio Rancho, New Mexico at Tenpins More Bowling Center. We're looking forward to coming back next year. Have a great day, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll see you in September from Waterloo, Iowa. Have a great day.